And as promised in today's video, I have Alex from Makeup by Al and Sabrina from SabsBeauty with me. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica and I'm currently a fourth year medical student. If you haven't already, check out my last video that I posted. I talked all about what it was like for a fourth year medical student to currently be in this whole pandemic. And as promised in today's video, I have Alex from Makeup by Al and Sabrina from SabsBeauty with me. They are currently in the transition of moving from second year to third year and then also from third year to fourth year. So they have completely different experiences from myself since they are the class of 2021 and class of 2022. They also go to different medical schools, so hopefully they will give you a little bit more of a broad picture of what's going on since they're not at the same medical school I am at. Like I mentioned before, I used to actually live with Sabrina and Alex. They used to be my roommates, and they've been doing this whole vlogging YouTube thing for a long time. And honestly, one of the reasons I got into starting this whole channel was because of them. Like, I always saw them recording videos and editing, and it just seemed like so much fun. So make sure you check out their channels as well, and I'll link those in the description box below. Also, make sure that you stay tuned in until the very end of this video because I'll be telling you about what my next video is going to be about. So let's get started on this virtual meeting. Maybe you could just start by like introducing yourselves and like what you do on YouTube and like where you are in med school and stuff like that.
I'm Alex and I'm Makeup by Al on YouTube. And I am in my third year. I'm starting my third year. So we're going to be starting like clinicals and all of that once all this is over.
Hi, my name is Sabrina. I am SabsBeauty on YouTube and I just make videos on there, kind of like Erica, medical school and stuff. And I am going into my fourth year and I'm going to be starting like all the different electives and away rotations and stuff.
Yay! So exciting. I'm just like thinking about what it was like for me, and like I can't imagine doing those things right now, like just how things are just totally different. It's so wild. What has been like the weirdest change for you guys?
I think for me it was like it's all the online stuff that we're doing right now. I was like so excited to finally start like talking to patients and like getting to experience all that. And then like after step and like staying home like that whole time, I was like, I'm ready to like get out of the house and like go do things and actually feel like I'm like helping people. Yeah. And then it was like, nope, you're not going to do that. You're still going to stay home and you're just going to like read a bunch of articles and do things like that. And so that was kind of like the biggest change for me.
That's so crazy. I remember like after we took step, we like went to Italy and did this whole like trip and everything. Did you guys have something planned like that for after your test? Like, were you planning on doing anything fun?
Yeah, well, we ended up going to like California before all this stuff happened, so I'm glad I got like that time. But like, we didn't really plan anything abroad just because we were starting to like wonder if things were gonna like get worse. So it really sucks that we couldn't get to do that. Like, I know Sabrina went to Thailand and had like the time of her life, and like I felt like I couldn't do that because of everything that was going on. But I didn't have anything like planned or anything like that, just because we were starting to get like a little bit worried, and I was worried I'd like get stuck somewhere and not be able to come back to start on time and like all those things. So yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you at least got to do like something fun and relaxing and before you before you had to do all these like online modules.
Yeah.
What about you, Sabrina?
So for me, I was really excited to start in April because I was starting with my family medicine SabBeauty and I was finally going to do what I really wanted to do. So I was really disappointed when I found out that I wouldn't be able to start. And they switched their curriculum to online as well. So we've been they're calling it non-clinical electives. And this was supposed to be in our schedule originally, but we were only allowed to do like 4 weeks of it. So right now they're still only letting us do 4 weeks, but if everything changes with how it's been going, they're going to have to extend the 4 weeks to longer than 4 weeks. So thinking maybe 8 weeks or so. So we'll see, but they've been working really hard to come up with things for us to do. We have like a derm non-clinical elective where you do modules on dermatology. There's like radiology. There's like case write-ups. You can write like CS cases and like scripts and stuff and film videos if you want. And they're trying to do their best. I'm doing a patient safety non-clinical elective right now. So that's been keeping me busy. But definitely miss the patient interaction a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Like I can't imagine like and yeah, with the wave rotations and everything, like I think I saw in an email the other day that VSAS, like the website where you go to apply for away rotations, is just like shut down and you can't even. So what's happening with that? Like,
So it's been shut down for like 2 weeks now, and they actually extended it to another 2 weeks.
hmm,
They're just trying to like make sure that everyone has equal opportunity to apply, and they're like they don't want to send us out like false like acceptances, and then we're not going to be able to go because of what's going on. So they're kind of extending everything. We actually applied really early. I remember I was applying like early in March, and I got an away rotation then. That's for July, but I have no idea if that's going to be canceled or not. So far, so good, but I'm kind of like looking at the negative side of things and expecting it to be canceled soon.
oh God, that's so crazy. Yeah, I know like some med schools aren't even allowing their students to rotate at all. Like I think like Washington maybe they said that their students cannot do. What is like your med school doing for that? Like have they said anything?
They said they're definitely pushing it back right now until like October at least, and they don't know if they're going to cancel it or not entirely. But right now, yeah, they're not letting any away students apply or come here.
Wow, that's insane. I
Yeah.
mean, I think especially for like people who are going into like the competitive specialties where you
Oh
like
yeah.
need those letters, I like cannot imagine what that must be like.
Yeah, I agree.
Typically for med students, step one you take at the end of your second year, and then step two you take at the end of your third year. So at my med school, med students are currently like studying for that, and their tests are being canceled. I know a bunch of tests were canceled yesterday, which was April 28th. But what about you guys? Like, what's been your experience?
Well, thankfully, I already took step one, so I'm like really happy about that. I can't imagine like studying and not knowing when you're going to take it. Like, I feel so bad. I've been talking to a few of my friends like who are like in your med school, and they're like supposed to be taking step, and they're just saying like how unmotivated they are since they don't know like when they're supposed to be taking it. So like dedicated is not really like happening the way it's supposed to, just because you don't have like that end goal. But I'm really thankful that I like took it already. We were supposed to take like shelf exams in September, and our school like takes them all in a week. Um, so I don't know if that's like changing at all or what they're doing with that. They said that we're still gonna take them then, which is a little like frustrating for me because I feel like when you actually go like into clinic, you learn a lot more than
Yeah.
just like flipping through Anki cards or like reading modules, and so I'm kind of worried that that's gonna like affect my scores. But I don't know. They do give us like two opportunities to take it. So I think because of that, they're
Mhm.
thinking that like we should still take it in September, and like we should try to prepare for it through like our online modules or whatever they're giving us right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. I'm kind of like nervous about that though.
That is pretty crazy. I didn't really think about like the downstream effects of not being able because I know like at our school, clinicals have been like pushed back until I think when is it? At least July or something like that. And then they're kind of just like taking it as it comes. So I like can't imagine like what kind of effect that's going to have even like later on when you have to take those tests. And
Yeah. I mean, the good thing about our school is that we have like a different type of schedule. So we were supposed to do like 2 weeks of like one specialty, and then we changed to another 2 weeks. And so this is kind of like our first block where we're doing that. So at least if it only like happens like that we stay home during this first block, we'll still be exposed to everything like later on. We're not missing like a whole like OB-GYN rotation because we're supposed to do 8 weeks of that or something like that.
mhm.
So I think our curriculum is actually like really good for what is happening right now, um, which is interesting. So when we first started it, I think everyone was like super worried about like how this is all going to work
Yeah.
out, doing something different every few weeks. But it ended up being better for us in the long run, so that's good. So yeah, at least we'll get to still like experience every specialty later on. Hopefully, if we open up soon. So
Yeah. always a silver lining and everything happens for a reason. At our school, I know like some med students have been volunteering in like different ways. So I know some people have been doing like totally non-medical things like grocery shopping for elderly people who are more at risk, or watching different attending physicians' kids because they have to work more hours. And then there's also people doing like more clinical things, like working at call centers and screening people for like coronavirus signs and symptoms, and then also actually getting to swab patients, which is insane. Like they put on the whole like papper thing and like swab people. So that's kind of like what the volunteering is like at our school. Do you guys have any volunteering stuff?
Yeah, so we have a call center too that we've been volunteering at, doing the same things, just listening to patients describe their symptoms to us, deciding if they like fit the criteria to get tested, and then we set up their appointments. But sadly, they won't let us actually do the swabbing, so we haven't been able to participate in that. And I don't know. Do you know of anything else we were able to do, Alex?
Yeah, so I've also done the call center, and then we kind of have another like call system going too, but that's like to see what people need food. So I was actually calling them like personally from home, and we were like going through a screening for them and seeing like if we could deliver meals to them. And it was like in partnership with a bunch of like restaurants that are like around Las Vegas. And so that one was really cool. We've also been kind of like trying to talk to them about like their medical needs and stuff, but it's a little bit less organized than like our call center for like the COVID screening. But that's been something that like we've gotten to do. So yeah, I'm really happy that we at least get to do like something. So I think that was like the hardest part is like being a medical student, but like not being there yet to like be able to help. And like that's all you want to do when you're in medical school. You want to like help people, and so it's kind of like frustrating just like staying at home and studying and being like, "Am I really helping someone?" Just like sitting at home, but you know you are. You have to do your part, and I realized that like I would just be like in the way of everybody because I know what I'm doing right now. So yeah, I'm really glad we get to like volunteer and do things like that.
Yeah, that is awesome. And that's so true. Like it's so weird like being so close to like being able to actually help and like do something with your medical knowledge. Like you have all this like studying and all this information in your head, but like still you're like, well, I can't really like do anything in the hospital right now to help. But I mean, it's true. Like you always find different ways to like make an impact on people's lives, whether it's through the call center that you guys are helping out or like the food delivering and everything. And like I mean, even if you weren't doing any of that volunteer stuff, I think just by like studying and preparing to have that experience in your future, you're still like making a contribution. It just doesn't feel as direct in the time, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Usually during third and fourth year, you're so well, beginning of fourth year, you're like so crazy busy with all these rotations. And now, since we're all stuck at home, I think we all have probably a lot more free time than we're used to. Have you guys been doing anything like fun on the, like, now that we have more free time?
So I got a puppy with my free time. Which is crazy. But we always wanted a puppy, and we had no idea when we'd ever get one because we were like, well, this is a crazy fourth year is crazy, and then internship is even crazier. And I'm like, maybe in our second or third year, but all of a sudden we had all this time, and like this is the perfect time to like raise a puppy, train it, teach it. So we kind of just went for it. And honestly, we're really happy. It's like one of the best decisions we've ever made. She's brought us a lot of happiness. And I was spending a lot of time just watching dog training videos and getting her like treats and toys and like spoiling her. So it's been really fun. And then other than that, just more like outside activities, a lot of like running, walking, hiking, and stuff like that. It's been really nice to just spend a lot of time outdoors because we're usually just stuck in the hospital for long hours. So trying to get some vitamin D while I can.
Yeah, I've been trying to do like more yoga. That was something that I used to like be really into, and then like med school started, and I was like, I have to pick between like yoga and weightlifting and like all these things. So I'm really happy that I have a little bit more time to do like things like that. And then I've been trying to like pick up meditation. I know it's like I'm definitely an overthinker, and right now is the perfect time for overthinkers to be like destroying themselves. So I like realized I need to do like a lot more like wellness things, especially with everything going on and like all of the anxiety that's like building. So I've been trying to do more like mindful activities, and then just spending time with my family and like playing games with them. I played a lot of Monopoly with Sabrina and Corey. Just things that like we used to do when we were younger, just because we didn't have like all this stuff going on around us, and like we kind of just like forget about that. So I've been really like enjoying that time, like spending it with my family. So yeah, that's what I've been kind of doing.
Awesome. Well, that sounds like a very good use of your free time because I'm sure once you start residency and everything, that will be very limited. And like, especially if you have to move far away from home. So I'm really happy for you that you get to spend so much time with your family.
Yeah, it's been nice.
Okay, well, thank you guys so much for, allowing me to like record our conversation and just talking and catching up. And for anyone who's watching this, I don't think I mentioned it yet, but we all used to be roommates in college. So we all used to live together. And I think this was like a really good excuse for me to just like catch up with you guys. So I'm really happy I got to like talk to you guys some more today and that we can be telling people what it's like to be a med student around these times.
Yeah, me too. It was really nice catching up and seeing you again.
Yeah, it was so nice. Yeah, I love watching, like, I've been watching a lot of, like, other medical students' videos, and it's cool to see that they're going through, like, the same thing, and I think it's really helpful. So, yeah, I really appreciate all of these videos, and I'm glad I got to be part of them.
Me too. Thank you so much, Alex and Sabrina, for such an incredible video. Thank you for sharing all of your insights and all of your experiences about what it's like to be a med student during this pandemic. I really appreciate you guys coming onto my channel. It really means a lot to me that you put the time and effort into meeting with me. In my next video, I'm going to be talking about the 5 things that I must do before starting residency. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and turn on your notifications so you know exactly when that video is coming up. And also, I upload videos every single Wednesday at 9 a.m. Central Time. As always, comment below with any content that you'd like to see on my channel. I'll see you Wednesday.